Hey, welcome back everyone. Here we are at FinBear channel, and today I want to go over the counter stocks, OTC stocks. They're also known as penny stocks. I'm sure you've heard that term many times. So penny stocks are typically stocks that trade under a dollar. Some of them you will find on the major retail investor apps like Robinhood, Webull, sometimes Cash App. But majority of these stocks, in order to access them and purchase them, you need a full coverage brokerage, kind of like Fidelity, possibly TD Ameritrade, and stuff like that. But I just want to go over these stocks because there's a lot of opportunity in them, and you'll probably hear about them more when you're talking to people about get rich fast, getting the ground floor of things. I actually just did a video on Tilt, which is a penny stock that I personally think might be okay, but you should definitely do your research first before making your own decision on it. But it made me want to go over OTC stocks because a lot of people don't know what they are. They get in fast, and there's a lot of risk, but there's also some reward. So let's go over it real quick. So I kind of already said what they are. Basically, the reason why they are over-the-counter stocks is because they're not traded on the New York Stock Exchange or other major exchanges globally, and that's because they don't meet the minimum requirements to be listed on those. So just because a company goes public and sends out, an offering, does not mean they automatically are on those trading sites. They go to pink slips or OTCs. Sometimes a company might be on the major trading exchanges and then become delisted, where they're no longer on them and become penny stocks. And then some just fluctuate back and forth as they go. Some businesses will actually do a reverse stock split and a stock split, which means a reverse stock split is your four shares, might be reversed to a 2-to-1, where it becomes two stock shares, or it might be 4-to-20, or in inverse, it could be, hey, your four shares just became one, which is a reverse stock split. And then we'll do that. Some companies will actually do that over and over again just to stay within the guidelines and basically the guidelines of those exchanges so that they can stay listed, so that more people will have exposure and access to invest in them. So that's a little bit of a rundown of OTC. As you can see right here, pro tip: many online brokers don't allow you to invest in OTC stocks. One exception is TradeStation. Okay, that's a whatchamacallit. See, I fell for a commercial. Those darn ads, they're smart. They're smart. But it's true. Many online brokers won't allow you to trade OTC, and possibly TradeStation might be a thing. TradeStation, if you're watching, I think I should get something for that, because you guys made me fall for that ad there. Okay, so let's go on a little bit further. So as I was saying, there are dangers to invest in OTC stocks. Let's look at that. You got liquidity risk, right? So because of the demand of these stocks are really low, any big whales can come in and just make it fluctuate very, very easily. And that can make it very volatile, which means that you can make huge gains and then just as easily make massive losses. So you want to play it safe and make sure you're doing your research. And if you're in OTC stocks, depending on what your investment strategy is, you're going to want to, possibly stay on top of it. Check on it every week or so. Check the news. See what people are saying about it. Just to, keep your hand on the pulse of things. Liquidity risk does tie into volatility risk. I've already covered that. Capitalization risk. As small companies in their early stages, OTC stocks aren't known to represent companies with the best balance sheets. In most cases, these companies are walking a very fine line, like a tightrope financially. So sometimes a company will do public offerings because they're in so much debt, they need to get other people to invest in them just to stay afloat. I remember back in my old day, working in the day labor staffing industry, we were looking at buying out a competitor, and they had actually gone public to get investors. Their share price was negative, not negative, but it was less than a penny. That's how over leveraged they had become and how diluted their share price was. So that's something you want to be aware of, and keep a lookout on. Early stage risk. The vast majority of companies listed on OTC markets are in their very early stages, which means, not all startups take off. That's why they're startups. Some make it, some become Apple and Tesla. Some become, well, we don't know because they didn't make it, which is really disappointing because, it's disheartening for those that are trying to build a brand and build a business and, build their dream, but it does happen. Another issue, or not issue, but cautionary thing about these OTC stocks is pump and dump risk. And this is actually very akin to cryptocurrency world too. A lot of the issues, or not issues, but concerns that we have with OTC stocks can be mirrored over to the cryptocurrency world as well. Like we were saying with the volatility and liquidity, if one person comes in, swoops in, they can buy a lot of shares, drive the price up, make people excited to buy into it, and then they rug pull and they pull their liquidity out. They sold when they might buy it, get priced at 30 cents, right? Big whale comes in, 30 price point 30 cents, right? Causes a lot of people to pay attention. Like, oh man, volume's up. Let's go. We're ripping. Their buy makes other people buy. So all those other people buy. They get priced to 60 cents, 35 cents even. And then that wheel comes in and says, yoink. They got their 5%, their 5-penny, increase. And now price has gone significantly down to less than 30 cents possibly. And now all those people that bought in after that 30-cent mark are holding the bag. And holding the bag means you're stuck with a negative balance on a trade that you have to wait and hold the bag until it comes back green again, or just cut your losses. So that's a concern. And then regulatory risk. The OTC market is largely unregulated. So they don't even report their financial statements on a regular basis. So you're really reliant on what the company itself just posts on their website. And you have to take that at face value. Whereas some of the other companies that are on the regulated exchanges, they do report to the SEC and stuff, and that is also self-reported. So I don't know how valid that argument really is anymore, because so much has been a light's been shown on that whole cesspool of our global financial system. But I digress. Pretty flowers, everything's good. The government and the financial world is not trying to screw over the 99%. No, not at all. No. Anywho, now that we've talked over the risk, let's talk about the advantages of trading on these OTC markets. Low share price. So low share price, that means that you can get in with $10 and you buy a 10-cent stock at $10. You've got 100 shares? Don't quote me on that. I'm really bad at math, but you know what I'm saying. You can do a lot with it, and there is more opportunity to build it and grow, and turn that $10 into possibly 20, 30, 40, 50, or higher. So like I said, it says right there, potential for momentous gains. So that's awesome. The leading edge of innovation. So newcomers are typically OTC if they're not backed by a huge whale. So you have the opportunity to get in ground floor. Like, this is where like the Kodaks or Ford or, Apple, IBM, Microsoft, they all had to start somewhere. This is your opportunity to identify some of these things that you think, this is a service that people need. This is an industry that is going to be up and coming. This is something I can see being something in 40 years. These are where those opportunities are. It's extremely risky though, so please remember that when you're doing it. But it's intriguing, it's interesting, it's fun, it's exciting. For me, would I personally put my portfolio all in penny stocks? No. I'm more of mid cap. I would like to be, blue chip. I don't have blue chip money yet, but my investing is going to get me to the blue chip money, which is more stable. But we're hungry. We got to eat, and so for me, I would probably allocate at least 20% of what my personal portfolio is towards some of these riskier plays, to see what happens. If you're a cigarette smoker, if you like to drink, if you have a couple beers, or if you like to buy lottery tickets, you probably have a higher chance of return of, instead of buying those dollar lottery tickets or however much you spend on them, put into a penny stock. You'll probably surprise yourself. just put a little nest egg there and maybe try that out. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's just something that I'm considering I would do. I don't smoke, never have, so I can't use that money. Maybe I could use my ice cream money, give up ice cream for a while, and put that money into penny stocks and see what happens. Maybe I could own my own ice cream company after it. Who knows? So that's what I have on OTC stocks. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was informative. I will share the links in the description so you guys can check it out and do some of your own research. As far as how to find OTC stocks, there are OTC not exchanges, but websites that will help you do that. And we'll go over that in further detail down the road. You can use some screeners that are out there. But it's just some cool information. I actually was not as well versed on OTC stocks. I knew they existed. I understood the mechanics of it, but this was an interesting way for me to just dive a little bit deeper, which is always a good thing because you can never stop learning. So that's it. That's all I've got for you on this. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, please subscribe. If you think you know someone that might benefit from these videos and the way I approach things, please share with your friends and your family. Let them know that not all of us YouTube investors are making millions. We get it, and we're not starting with millions, but we're still hungry and we're still clawing at that wall and making things happen. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this community grow. I'm excited to hear everyone's stories. Also, please let me know if there's anything you want me to cover. I'm here to help me help you, because more than likely, whatever it is that you're hearing about or you're interested in might be something that I haven't heard yet, or it might be something that's not on my radar that I get to dive in deeper and say, oh, let me check this out. Okay, I get it. And then I can send that back to you guys like, okay, this is what's going on here. So it's a community thing that we're trying to build here. And I think we can do some really awesome things. And that's my spiel. Have an awesome day. Enjoy your trading. Don't forget to do your research, your due diligence. Don't just take what I say at face value. Don't take what anybody says at face value. Develop your own opinion on things and build the confidence, the trust in your decisions and what your research says that you should do. I believe in you. So go have an amazing day and let's go make some money.